Hello, my pretties. It's me, the Queen of Lions here, and today, welcome back to another episode of Shadows and Pretties. Now, we all know that this is episode 112. Now, I'm going to be doing on another movie that I have been, I think I remember doing a review on this, I believe, back in 2020, which was last year when the pandemic was, just getting started. Now, today we're going to do a review on a Italian zombie film known as Burial Ground, also known as the Nights of Terror, Zombie Horror, or the Zombie Dead, or whatever you guys prefer to call it. Now, this Burial Ground movie was directed by Andrea Bianchi, whatever, however you guys say it or something. Well, this is actually a zombie movie that is a low budget zombie film that a lot of people, I think it's probably an unpopular opinion that I say this, that I really found this one to be a pretty good zombie movie. Especially, it was distributed by The Freak Show and it was made in Italy. It did came out in 1985 in the US, which was a couple years after it came out in Italy. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and, explain the plot of this movie. Now, if you remember watching the review back in 2020, then you're in luck because, I did a review on that back then. So, I decided, you know what? I'll do a Shadows and Praise episode talking about this film. So, the plot of this is about a scientist studying the ancient crypt near a mansion that was accidentally unleashes the evil curse. The curse reanimates the buried and dead bodies in the area, and the zombie devoured the scientist. However, three jet-set couples and a son of one of the women arrive at the mansion by the scientist's invitation, as the guests are quickly attacked by rotting corpses as they begin rising from their graves. So eventually, after messing around one day, doing what couples do, especially in their young time. So what I mean by that is, when the couples get there, they end up, in some scenes, certain couples, like to get it on, and when I say by get it on, you could probably already guess what I mean by that. Like, basically, you could probably say, NSFW related stuff, which I'm not going to get into because that this is not the video for it, because this is basically a video of me talking about the movie itself. So, when the couples, go do their own thing, they ended up seeing that the guests get quickly attacked by rotting corpses as they rise from their graves. So the group ended up locking themselves inside the mansion, and past nightfall, the zombies begin their siege, which the zombies begin to display highly unusual levels of intelligence, like using tools and axes to chop through doors, etc. So one of the guests named George, who tries shooting at them but runs out of bullets. But when the zombies break in the mansion later and the guests get attacked in the library, one of the guests, the young Michael, who becomes traumatized, his mother, Evelyn, comforts him in another room. However, Michael, seems to be coming attracted to his mother in a really weird way. Now, I'm saying weird way because you could probably understand what I mean by that. I'm not going to actually go into detail about it because, it's not ad friendly. I'm just going to say what's being described in it is, not ad friendly, and I really don't want, YouTube to, go after me for it. So, yeah, if you guys want to know, it's best if you, watch the movie for yourself, because once you watch the movie for yourself, you'll probably understand and get the idea. Yeah, so, yeah. I just thought, what, I'll just kind of give it like a brief description about it. So, about this movie, when it gets more weird, is that Michael runs out from his mom after his mom tries to start and like some sort of his mom yells at him, and encounters one of the zombified guests named Leslie, who ends up becoming a zombie, all covered in blood. So the group decides to let the zombies inside, thinking that they could distract them while they escape. So Evelyn goes to get Michael, but finds that he's been killed by Leslie, a zombified one, and has a nervous breakdown. So the remaining survivors have to escape the mansion and hide out until morning when they found a monastery but discover that all the monks have become zombies. So the zombie monks chase the rest of the survivors into a wood shop in the middle of the forest where they encountered a zombified Michael. So that's when Evelyn, gets overjoyed thinking that Michael will come back to life when Michael's actually a zombie. So Michael bites Evelyn. I'm not going to say where he bit her because, let's just say it might not be, it will probably won't be ad friendly if I do that. But if you guys want to know, like I'm gonna say before, best to go watch the movie yourself because you'll get more and the idea once you hear what I'm saying about the movie. So yeah, not like I'm saying now. I just don't want to go too much into detail because nowadays YouTube is like not really ad friendly when it comes to um certain stuff. So the last two survivors named Mark and Janet ends up getting killed by zombies in the workshop. So that's basically that's basically how the movie ends. So I mean, like almost every single zombie film you'll see is, survivors, trying to survive a zombie outbreak. They either fight or flee, do a bit of both, or sometimes what I could say in the most best way possible is that, they do a little bit of both in that. And like almost every single zombie film I've seen, the zombies, get killed. They either kill all the survivors or there at least one or two to few people standing alive. Like I mean, that's actually been a main trait when it comes to these zombie films. Like I mean, I've seen a bunch of zombie films and they don't bother me. Like I mean, they don't bother me as much as they did at one point. Like I mean, they didn't bother me at all, surprisingly. So yeah, that's very surprising, saying in the best state as possible. So I am going to sit there and yeah, I guess we could just begin, explain more about more about the film. So in my opinion, I really like the movie. I think it's an unpopular opinion because I know some people did say they did not like this movie because of the flaws and all. But I mean, it's a low budget zombie movie, so I could definitely say there is a lot of reasons as to why, the zombies are always like that. But yet again, I really don't understand, know, or want to, or don't, understand why, the characters sometimes just don't really, work out well. Like, I mean, it's not terrible or anything like that. But when it came to, certain, films, on the other hand, that's when things, start to get, really, really strange. Like, I mean, when there's some zombie films that, look pretty good, even if you look at the poster, they seem to be, decent or anything like that. But in reality, you kind of see that, sometimes, posters can seem, promising enough. But when you go watch the film for yourself, it ends up not becoming like that. And they just kind of like, they kind of, basically pranked you. That's just the best, way as possible. So, with that being the case, that being said, the production of this was shot in 4 weeks at the Villa Parisi in Frascati Italy, which was about 12 minutes from Rome, Italy. And this large portion of the film's budget was used on special effects. And of course, the very funniest thing I just noticed, well, it's not funniest thing, but it's like a fact that the 25-year-old Peter Bark, was cast for the young boy Michael, is the Italian laws as restricting the use of children in these film scenes featuring, violent and disturbing content, if you get what I mean. So, the release of Burial Ground Nights of Terror was given a belated limited release theatrically in the United States sometime in 1985. And yeah, it was subsequently released on VHS hence in the alternative title of Burial Ground, but in the UK, film was released on VHS in 1986 as Nights of Terror, with over 13 minutes of British Board of Film Classification and distributor cuts before being re-released in 2002, fully uncut as known as A Zombie Dead. So the film has been released on DVD in the US since September of 2006 by the Shriek Show. It is available separately for the triple feature package Zombie Volume 2, such as the Zombie Pack. Volume 2 includes Burial Ground, The Nights of Terror, along with Flesh Eater and The Zombie Holocaust. So, of course, this was really released on Blu-ray in 2011 in June. So that's pretty much surprising about the film itself. I know this might be, an unpopular opinion. I really found this movie to be really good. I watched it on YouTube, I believe when I was, 14 or 15, because, I kind of was looking at zombie films at the time, and, I was a curious kid myself. I was a very curious kid, and at the time, I liked zombie films a lot. And, I'm a diehard zombie fan, so you could literally ask me, what kind of zombie films I've seen, or, any of that. What got me into zombie films was Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, and that's mainly how I got into that. Zombies for that matter. So, why am I reviewing this on Shadows of Pretties, you may be asking? Well, since we're getting close to the end of summer, if summer has not ended already, and we're getting close to fall, and what that means is we're going to be close to spooky month. Now on spooky month, which is October, I'll be doing Shadows and Pretties episodes on me reviewing horror movies. It could be zombie films, it could be any kind of film, but I'm going to say I'm not going to guarantee on whatever film I might do. Now I am thinking about doing The Human Centipede. I don't know if I'll do all three of the movies. Probably just the first one for Shadows and Pretties. But I'm going to have to make it as ad-friendly as possible, basically. Because if I go into too much detail in some parts, YouTube could you could say they could kind of get butthurt over it. Some of the stuff that is being described in The Human Centipede, even though that was in a different movie, it was, it's not ad-friendly. But yet again, who really knows? And since fall is approaching, I decided why not go ahead and do horror movie reviews and on Shadows and Pretties, and even talk about some other Halloween specials when it gets close to that time. Now I will be doing Fat Albert's Halloween special. Now I did the Christmas one last year, so I thought, you know what, I'll do the Halloween one this year, because I didn't get to do the Halloween Fat Albert one, because I have not seen that one in forever. I think I might have saw it once, but that was probably it. So, with that said, now there was a high impact when it came to this film. I mean, it was a low budget zombie film, but I still found this one to be, a quite entertaining movie. Especially for an Italian zombie film. So, I know not a lot of people really cared about this movie too much, but I'm gonna sit here and say the movie's not terrible. It just needs to be worked on. There was a couple flaws with, how the characters were acting at certain parts, but other than that, the story itself actually had a pretty good concept for what it is. So, I'm definitely gonna say, right now, that this story was not that bad. It was actually a pretty good movie for what it is. So, I really liked Burial Ground Nights of Terror. I actually did a review on it back in 2000 and, 2020, which was, last year. And if you guys want to see that review, feel free to go check it out. It's in one of my older videos. So, you guys are more than welcome to, do that if you like. So, I guess with that being the case, and with that being said, I'm going to sit here and, kind of wrap up this review. Feel free or this episode of Shadows and Pretties, whatever you prefer to call it. Leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below on what your opinion is on Burial Ground Nights of Terror. If you like the film, that's fine. If you don't like it, I respect your opinion regardless. I respect your opinion if you like the movie. If you don't like the movie, it's all understandable because, not everyone is going to like a certain movie you like. But, with that said, what did you guys think of the movie? Did you all enjoy it? Did you all not? Also, what we have done personally to help make the movie a lot better? Feel free to leave me now what your thoughts are down in the comments section down below. As I'm the Queen of Lions, thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro. No, there's no outro. Oh, I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm just feeling really tired because it's like late at night at the time I'm recording this. Well, not very late, but it's nighttime. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna, head to bed after this. So, as always, I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Peace out.